Today, we are going to present a wonderful workshop, which is super powerful because it's going to be interactive and which is exactly for the time that we are going through. So before, instead of introducing ourselves, you already know us. I will get right to the point, and that is who this webinar is for. This webinar is for ambitious people who want to rise up as leader. So if you are someone who wants to progress your fast and show up as a leader, this webinar is for you. And if you want to learn a formula today to shake off all that negative feelings because of COVID-19 and start taking action, then you are at the right place. Next is if you are a corporate professional who is totally refusing to let the dream of your career growth die off because of COVID-19, and instead if you are ready to think how to use this negative happening in the world as an opportunity to bring bigger value, think something different, and do something different and grow in your career, because there are ample opportunities. New things are showing up in the world because it's a new world. It's totally new normal we keep talking about. So if you want to think differently, if you want to start taking action, this webinar is absolutely for you. So here is our promise, my and Allison promise to you, to what you will get in today's seminar if you stick with us. First is we will get a step-by-step formula to strengthening your mindset so that you will start taking action. This COVID-19 has put us made a very negative impact in our mindset that, oh, why bother, and world is locked down and I'm also in my lockdown mode. So this will totally change your mindset. So you'll get that step-by-step formula. And it's not just listening, it's an interactive exercise. So have your pen and paper, a notebook and pen, just like this, any of you will do. And you'll be writing. You'll be doing we'll be asking you a few powerful questions, and you will be writing the answer. And you will see it will unlock that immense amount of inspiration inside you. It has happening with all our clients. We conducted a similar workshop for our clients, and they found that it's the whole limiting belief went away. But it happened with people who did the work, who actually wrote down the answers to the questions. So don't just listen to this. If you are alive right now, take out the paper, and then you will be giving you time to write it. But if you are listening or watching this video as later offline, then also take out pen and paper, because we'll be inviting you to do some brainstorming and thinking. Before going further, let me ask you a quick question. Does this sound like you? Are you feeling worried about the current economy, your job, and is that causing you loss of inspiration? Like, like in May, January, February, you might be very inspired. I want to do this, I want to do that. But are you feeling that, oh, I don't know where the economy goes. I don't know what will happen to my job. I don't know what will happen to other people's job. And you are feeling like, I don't want to do anything. You are, if that is the case, this webinar is for you. Are you finding it is hard to find that glimmer of hope because constant negative news is coming up? The lockdown is extended, the number of death and number of COVID-19 cases increasing, and in that case, you try to find some glimmer of hope, right? So this vaccine is coming up, that vaccine is coming up, or stock market is going up. Microsoft actually went up for this year, and their revenue went up. So there are hopes here. But as soon as you find that inspiration, do you see that it's quickly fading away? Again, some negative news comes up, and then you again go in that negative mode. Is that happening to you? And are you stressed out and feeling overwhelmed by negativity all around us? And finally, along with this external lockdown imposed because of this virus, are you also gone into that mental lockdown and not taking any action that you must take to adapt and prepare for current situation and future? If you are finding that you have self created this mental lockdown, then this webinar is for you. But there is a good news. There is a formula how to come out of this mental lockdown. We don't have the formula, or we don't have access to to take out that external lockdown, but we are going to give you a formula to come out of that mental lockdown. So that's our promise. And once you use that formula, you will see that you can replace those limiting beliefs by empowering beliefs. And you will regain your confidence about your career for present at this moment and also in the future. And most importantly, you will come out of that mental lockdown and you will start taking action. Now, so I'll hand over to Allison. Allison is our mindset and executive presence coach at Leader Inside You. She has been helping our clients to create that transformation in their mindset. When people go to her and one-on-one coaching or group coaching, people find that she helps them to totally unlock their inner potential and change their thought process from that limiting belief to empowering beliefs. So she will explain next why mindset important. Allison.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you very much. Very much true. I have a strong passion and highly believe in the mindset and very much have witnessed it and the power of it with other people. And even so much so, this exact seminar Ravi and I did together this week. We see it in our clients and we experience it ourselves as well. So why does mindset matter? As you think about what goals you want in your life or actions you want to take, it can be about your career, it can be about your health, really any part of your life. The mindset matters. And as you think about things that you want, if you want a new job or you want to make a presentation in an upcoming sales meeting, you want to secure your job in these uncertain times, whatever these things are that you want, they might be small, they might be big. Part of it's really exciting. Part of it's exciting to think what it would be like to have these things to move forward. And it also can be super scary. It can be a little scary, it can be a lot scary, and it's most likely uncertain. And we're adding in these times another layer and another layer with what's happening in the bigger environment. There's a global pandemic. We're like, wow, that's uncertainty on what I was already uncertain about. When is this all lockdown going to lift? When is there going to be a vaccine? When am I going to be allowed out of my house? So this uncertainty all lives in your mind. And it's not the actions that are holding you back. It's this mindset. It's this uncertainty. It's the doubt. It's the stories that you're telling yourself that are holding you back. So this is why the mindset matters. It is your mindset that will determine whether or not you take the action. Do you want to flip forward on the slide there, Ravi?
Mm-hmm.
It is the mindset that will determine whether or not you take the action. When you do or you don't do anything, it's about first in your mind. That's the lion's share of it all. The 20% is about the actions, the mechanics, the resources. There's an endless amount of resources and things that we can tap into. We can't tap into them until we've tapped into our mindset. Let me give you a good example. The area of health is always a really good place to start. The example I like to use is about eating healthier. There is, as you know, a ton of resources. There's so many different diets that you can take and formulas that you can follow to get a right diet. There's apps that can help you. There's endless resources and strategies available for you to eat healthier. And if that was the only thing, we would all be doing it. It would already have happened. The barrier here is in the mindset. So we want to start to notice these limiting beliefs and limiting ideas that are happening in our head. We're saying things like, it takes too long to eat healthy. I don't have time to go shopping and plan and do all this work. We have all these ideas that show why it's hard to make this goal of eating healthier come to life. So what we want to do is notice these limiting thoughts, notice what's holding us back, and we want to create literally new neurological pathways instead of following down the path that you've been before. I don't have time, it's too much work, It's never worked to me in the past. I only ever stick to a plan for a week or two. And we want to create a new direction. We want to find the beliefs and the actions and the goals. We want them all to align. From this place, we build momentum. From this place, we can keep moving forward and building your mindset and your mental muscles. That's where the magic happens. So when our mindset's congruent with our goals, as an example with eating healthier, uh, a simple statement: I can shop and cook healthy meals very easily. I have lots of time and it's easy. When that becomes our true mindset, that's where the magic happens. From there, I can go ahead and find easy ways to reinforce the goal and reinforce the mindset. So, for example, in these times, I'm now grocery shopping where they deliver to you. And I'm trying to do that once a week. Therefore, I've been forced to plan ahead. I'm actually building that habit as a result of the environment. But I've actually now witnessed how easy it is. And I realize with a little bit of planning how simple it is. I made last night dinner, a healthy dinner, and it's like it took me 10 or 15 minutes. I'm reinforcing with my actions. Each and every action is reinforcing the mindset. It's moving closer towards my goal. And if I find that my strategy is not quite working, with the right mindset, I can still shift it. There's lots of other resources available. So if the strategy is not working, I can shift it when I have the right resources and I have the right mindset. Ravi?
Yeah. So think of one action. We call it a question number zero because this is the most important question. So think of one action that you want to take for your career growth. It can be one or two. For example, it could be establishing relationship with your upper management, reaching out to your boss and asking for better opportunities, or just for the guidance, or making them a mentor. Or it could be looking for a new job, or it could be that certification you have been planning to do for a long time. There are lot of things, a lot of action items which you had been planning before, and those were kind of what you can call it optional before, right? Creating this, finding out what new technologies are there, finding out what industries are growing and which are not, or thinking about future where you can bring bigger value, how you can help your boss, how you can help your company. All these questions and all this initiative that you wanted to take were must before, but they have become super must at this time, and because of this uncertainty. So let's bring that action to your mind. So let's do one like quick 1 minute mindfulness meditation here to think about that one action. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for just a minute, and it'll be a short 1 minute guided meditation to find that one strong action that you have been postponing, and we will be using that action in today's webinar to work on that. So let's close our eyes and take a deep breath, and bring your attention to this present moment. You are here to think about one action that you have been postponing, you really need to take, and bring that to your focus. What is the action you would like to take? And now that action has come to your mind, I'll invite you to write it down. You have a minute to write down that action and write it down in detail as much as you can. So I'm going to set a timer here for 1 minute, and I'll ring the bell again. So 1 minute to write down what is the action you want to take now for your career growth. Write it down. Nothing exists if you don't write it. It can be in your mind, but if you write it down, it becomes real. It becomes concrete, and you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it. So write it down. What is the action? And the other thing you can do, you can just post it, in the comment section. This is the action I would like to take. Okay, listen.
Thank you. So as we move forward, as Ravi shared up front, we want to walk you through a process to help grow this mindset. And it's most helpful to do it with something real that you actually, an action you want to take, a goal that you want to achieve. So that's why Ravi just prompted you to put that action, career growth action that you want now in your mind. So from there, we're going to ask a series of different questions. We'll explain each question, talk about it a little bit, give some examples, and then you'll have an opportunity, you'll have a minute to write down what your answers are. It's okay if you don't write everything down that comes to mind. You'll have this opportunity at any point to go back and, later today or tomorrow to go back and fill in further answers and or to watch the video again in the recording so that you can add more thoughts. So where I want you to think about with this idea in mind of this action that you want to take, I want you to think about what are the thoughts or limiting beliefs that are holding you back from moving forward? What is stopping you from moving closer to your goals? A couple of clue words that often come up when you want to think about this: if, when, but, always, never. These are some clue words that might indicate to yourself that these thoughts are holding you back, that these thoughts are limiting for you. I would go for the promotion if I had every piece of criteria that they're asking for in the job. I would like to speak up more in meetings and have my opinions heard, but it seems like other people around me are a little more confident or knowledgeable. I will ask for a raise when the timing is right. I've never been good at public speaking. So think about a couple of those clue words. Think about a few thoughts or limiting beliefs that are holding you back from what you want. Ravi?
Yeah. So I'm gonna set up the timer for 1 minute. Think about from current situation also. What is specifically about COVID-19 is limiting you? Is it maybe it just because rest of the world has taken pause? Are you justifying that pause to yourself? Maybe you were planning to reach out to your upper management for higher opportunities, and are you feeling that, oh, this is not the time? Or thinking about doing that certification. Maybe you are telling yourself a story, oh, this is not a time now, I don't know what's going to unfold, or anything else that you want to do, but you are making kind of you are limiting yourself or thinking something in a negative way. So what is something that is stopping you from taking action? So I'll again set a timer here for you in 1 minute to write it down. I hope whoever is listening to writing it for sure. It makes a magic. So make sure you are writing it. And that's why we made this webinar live, interactive in that way, so that you get time to write it. So make sure you're writing it. What are the thoughts and limiting beliefs that are holding you back from moving forward? And leave some space. Something might come up later. Okay, so next question is about what are the stories and evidence you tell yourself to justifying this limiting belief? We always tell stories. We are meaning making machines. For everything, we come up with the meaning. And its meaning is interesting. X people will make different meaning, and Y people will make different meaning. And we can see in today's world. Exactly, right? So for this lockdown thing, people are so much supporting, and there are people who are totally against it. So people who are against it, they are making some stories. People are for it, they are making some stories. Same thing happens with us. We keep making these stories, and we keep finding evidence to believe the limiting belief that we have, and that gets us stuck. Now, for example, if you are thinking, oh, this is not the time for career growth, then you are coming up with some kind of evidence and stories. Oh, the rest of the world is stopped. There are furloughs, and there are layoffs and all those things. And this is happening, that and happening. How can I think about my career growth? That could be one story. Or it could be story of like, I want to do this certification, but I don't have inspiration. Everybody's having fun, so why should not I have fun? So what are the evidences, what are the stories that you're telling yourself to be in that limiting belief? So write those down, Allison, if you have anything to add.
Hmm. As Ravi was saying there, you'll often know that your memory grabs hold of times when things don't work out. Your memory and our innate qualities often go to the negative. And it's easy as we watch the news, it's easy to follow that. And if you challenge yourself, you'll find that it doesn't have to be that way. But right now, we're going to focus on what are the stories and evidence that you are telling yourself that's justifying these limiting beliefs that you wrote down in question one. So let's just take a minute to do that and write it down.
Once you write it down, you can see them. It's the beauty of writing. Oh, this is my limiting belief is. And you can share with you, and you can read it them, or you can show it to other people, and you will see that how true they are, how true they are or not. You can analyze them.
Mhm. You can think about a specific story or something that happened to you that is your own proof of why this belief happened. Often they do start from things that are true, and then we continue to build the evidence in that same direction. Write down that story. Write down how you are justifying this limiting belief.
Okay, so moving on.
We're going to move on to question three. We tell ourselves these stories, and there is a reason for it. There is a benefit to having these stories. So, our next question is, what are the benefits of you having these limiting stories? There are reasons. As I said, things have initially happened, something went wrong for you one time, you continue. I asked for a raise, my boss said no. Well, it becomes the story that is always happening, and it is always going to happen. There's a reason that you hold on to these stories. And often it comes from a place about keeping us safe, keeping us comfortable, keeping us in a place where things are certain and things that we know. So, for example, if I stay in my current job and I don't go for the promotion, if I don't ask for a raise, if I don't go get a new job, I can stay where I am because this place is really comfortable. I'm really respected. I continue to do an amazing job. Ravi?
Yeah, and then other benefits are just some of the benefits are actually seductive. It keeps you uncomfortable. You can just enjoy. Why bother? Learning new skill, it takes a lot of energy. And to read things, I had to try out, I had to get a test, and then asking for promotion or asking for a higher responsibilities. Maybe I'll have to work longer hours, or I will have to do. I might fail and people will laugh at me. So just stay where you are, just enjoy. It's kind of a vacation from thinking about career and good things. Just do whatever is minimum. So, what are those seductive pleasures, or in what way these things are benefiting you? So, think about all those things. How you are getting pleasures because of not taking action. 1 minute for that. So, write it down. As you write it down, you realize, oh, that's why I'm not taking action. It's really good for me to take not action. These beliefs are helping me to stay happy, to be comfortable, to be safe. So, what are the benefits? What are the payoff? In what way they are helping you? And again, leave some space before the second question, so that you can come back and fill in something else may come up later. Okay, so now that you know what the limiting beliefs are and what are their benefits, let's switch gears and ask yourself a super powerful question. What could be untrue about those limiting stories? You are telling these stories, but what is not true about it? And again, here I will give the vivid example of this COVID-19. One person is X people are telling stories that this lockdown is not necessary, and Y people are telling that no, lockdown is necessary. So this person can say something untrue about this story, and this person can say untrue about this story. Same, you can do the same thing with your limiting stories. What is untrue about it? There may be some truth in it. That's fine. But what is not true? For example, in this case, that if you're thinking, oh, economy is not, it's going to be bad, and there will be a lot of layoffs, and then there is no chance of career growth. What is not true about that? And especially if you're in the technology field, what is not true about having lots of opportunities in currently, near future, and even bigger future? What is not true about thinking in a limiting way that things are going to be bad? What is not true about believing that your boss will not entertain your aspiration at this moment? What is not true? What is untrue about anything you said before? And that's, go back to your beliefs, go back to your stories that you're telling yourself, and think about what is untrue about it. And here you can help. Here is something can help you further. Is your inner leader. Bring your inner leader who's strong, compassionate, and courageous and confident. All the limiting stories that you've been listening to before, those are by your self-doubter, the someone who is stopping you from taking action. But at the same time, you have this inner leader inside you who wants to take action. And that is the guy or that is the girl inside you has made you to listen to this. And that is the person inside you who is making you do this exercise. So get in tap that your inner leader, higher self, and ask, what is not true about all my limiting belief, all the justification I'm doing here? Alison?
Mm. You can think about another example is a belief that, to really have an impact in your company, a belief to make decisions that I need a certain title as an example. That's where I could really have impact. Without that, I can't do anything. Think about and ask your inner leader, what is not true about that? What do I already know? Wow, I already have a ton of leadership skills. I already have the ability to make decisions. So just write down for 1 minute now, what is untrue about these limiting stories?
So 1 minute to write down what is untrue about your limiting beliefs and stories and thought that you're having. Challenge yourself, challenge your thinking. And again, I hope all of you are writing it down. If you don't write down, it's just some video or some seminar you attended. But if you write it down, it will really make a difference. Otherwise, it's just an intellectual exercise, and that does not help all the time. But if you really want to make change, if you really want to take action, then take action of writing down.
Hmm. And if you have troubles finding out what's untrue about it, picture it as a conversation. If you were meeting with your best friend or a colleague and they were asking for your opinion on something, what's untrue about this story? If it wasn't about you, what would you tell somebody else? Sometimes it just helps a little bit to take yourself out of the situation to say and see what could be untrue about the story.
Okay. So now that you have these limiting beliefs and you know what is not true about them, next question to think about is who you would be without these limiting beliefs. Think about let's imagine this. You just take this limiting belief out of from your head, put it in a backpack, and just throw it away. If you don't have this limiting belief, who you would be? Some of the things that can be like, this is what I wrote when I did the exercise. I'll be inspired. I will be motivated. I will be someone who is taking action. I'll be someone who will be inspiring others. I'll be energetic. I will be able to do what I'm supposed to do. I will be a role model for other people, for my family, for my colleagues, and for everybody around me. And I will bring happiness and joy for everyone. So what is possible for you? What becomes possible, what happens to you, what happens to your action, what happens to your future, what happens to your surrounding, what happens to your family if you don't have these limiting beliefs. So think about what are the possibilities if you just throw away these limiting stories that you've been telling yourself.
I picture uh, Ravi like handcuffs. If you picture your stories like handcuffs, and let's say you were trying to exercise, it's like, wow, it's really hard to exercise wearing these handcuffs. The same way, if you think about the limiting stories, it's hard to take action. You might be able to move around a little bit, but it makes it really difficult. So we picture taking off the handcuffs. Take the handcuffs off of the story, and now what's available? Who would you be? So let's
So
take a minute, 1 minute, and write down the answer to that. Who would you be, or who would I be without these limiting stories? You might be more energized in your work. You might be more engaged in your work. You might truly be seen and feel like a leader. It might be very freeing to know without these stories, really anything is possible. We'll move on next to what it is that you really want. So from here, we get to choose. We've talked about what the limiting beliefs are. We've talked about the stories and evidence that you tell yourself. We know why we're doing it. We've talked about what the benefits are, what feels safe about it, what feels good about it. We've moved into why these stories might not be true. We've talked about we let go of these stories. Who would you be? What's available to you? And now's the point where you get to choose. A, I want to move forward. B, I want to stay stuck. I want to stay where I'm at. I recognize that it takes courage to move forward. I recognize that it can be uncomfortable. And if you're feeling any that or a bunch of other things right now, that's often an indication that this is something that you want, that this is a mindset thing that you want to let go of to be able to move forward. That kind of feeling or pit in your stomach or whatever it might be for you is often an indication that, yeah, I've got to work on my mindset here. And if you feel that, it's an opportunity. You could go back and circle back to questions, the different questions that you wrote and followed through. Read your stories again. Read what's untrue about your stories. Read what's possible for you as that motivation to kind of take the courage and say, yeah, I'm ready to step forward, even if it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. So I want you to write down, I want to move forward. Or if you're
Yeah.
really stuck, you write down, I want to be stuck. But I want you all to imagine a place where you are moving forward, taking that step. Ready?
And yeah, and let's take a little more interesting way. I would invite you to stand up and go take a step back or wherever you are and feel it here. This is where you are right now, feeling stuck and not able to take action, and commit yourself. What are you gonna do? Because I know if I throw away all those limiting beliefs, I get to be inspired. I get to be someone role model. I get to be a leader. I get to rise up. I get to make a difference in the world. I get to bring bigger value. So what do I want? And if you really want to move forward, literally take a step forward like this and bring that superwoman or superman inside you, the leader inside you, and say it out loud. I want to move forward and take action. So 1 minute to stay in that, write down that I want to move forward. And if you're standing up, just feel that energy. Feel that energy of how it feels to move forward, how it feels to stay, how it feels to keep going and taking action. Just sense that inspirations. Well, you can go back to that question number 5 and think about what you get to do, what you get to become if you take a decision to move forward, if you decide to take action, what you get to do. So what do you really want? Write it down. You may write it down in a capital letter. I want to move forward. Okay, so if you have made a choice to move forward, let's move forward. Like a next step. And that is, what are the new empowering thoughts or beliefs you need to move forward? So we saw all this negative belief, we saw all the limited beliefs. So what are the new thoughts? What are the empowering thoughts that need to replace so that those things will go away? It's not just enough to throw them away. We need to replace them with something else, which are empowering for you. For example, if you want to start working on your new certification or learning new technology, what is the empowering thought? Why you must do it, and what's the pleasure you will be getting? So it could be like, oh, if I start new knowledge learning thing, so obviously, I will be able to think bigger way. I'll be able to see how this can be applied in my current company to help in these transitions, or maybe some new opportunities are coming up. Maybe I can apply there, or these kind of new openings will come up to me if I start learning this new technology. Or if you start thinking, if you want to take up some extra new responsibilities in your office. And so empowering thought could be, if I take on these responsibilities at this moment, I'm working from home, I have some extra time and a little more flexibility. Maybe you can take on this new new work that your boss is willing to give you. So what are the empowering thoughts? What is something that will inspire you, that you should be thinking, you should be believing, so that it will help you to move forward?
Yeah. And I would just add that we want to think about these statements that are about you. You might use words like I am, I have, I can. We're less focused about the external environment, like when a COVID vaccine comes up, then I will do something. We're going to make it about you, as the examples that Ravi said. I'm respected and valued at my company. My title is irrelevant. I am already a leader and can make so many decisions and have so much impact in your company. So think about it from that perspective. I am, I have, I can. And write down those thoughts. What are the new empowering thoughts or beliefs that you need to move forward? So grab your pen and write down for a minute.
Okay, you have a minute to write down. Keep writing. And here is a trick to writing. If nothing comes to your mind to write, just keep your pen on a paper. Something will come. And mind is interesting, right? Mind never stops. There are so many things going on in your mind. And these empowering thoughts could be, though, could be coming from your kids sometime. They will tell you, no, dad, no, this is now how it is. Because most of the time kids are much more optimistic, and you know, they are more happier than us.
We'll move forward next into action. We have, as we talked about in the beginning, we're creating new beliefs that align with our goals and what we really want. From there, we want to start taking some action. It's a critical step that we've written things down along the way. And it's also critical that we take some action. We want to think about, and we want to do it soon. We want to take a first step. What is the specific action you will take in the next 7 days to move forward? It can be, sometimes we can be in a space where we're ready to take a leap and make a big, bold action or direction. And other times it can be a first step. I'm going to meet with my boss and propose this idea I've been thinking about for months and months. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to set up the meeting this week. Ravi?
And the last piece is, oh, sorry, we had to. So write it down. It's like have 1 minute to write down what is that action. And then action could be a little bit more concrete, as Alison said. A very specific thing. What is something you're going to do? Write it down in detail. It could be, writing your resume or refreshing your LinkedIn, anything, or talking with one of your friends who is in a technology or a different company where you see brighter future for you, or setting up an appointment with someone in your company who has accomplished some career growth that you would like to achieve. So what is that action step that you can take, or you should take, or not should? Oh, that is something you must take now. God, should never happens. Unless it becomes must, it never happens. So what is something that you must do in next 7 days? Okay, the next step is to condition it. It's not just writing down helps. It does help in a big way. Thinking helps. Writing down helps, takes it one further level. But if you really want to make it happen, share it and declare it. So here is my invitation to you. Just text it, in the comment section. Write your new beliefs with conviction and write your action. And that a couple of things will happen because of it. First of all, not only you will be declaring to yourself, you are sharing it with the world, and other people who are seeing this in the group, They will get, first of all, inspired by your action and your commitment, but at the same time you will have that internal motivation. Hi, I told this world that I'll be taking this action. So you will be much more inclined and inspired to take those actions. So let's take 30 seconds and to write it down, write a post in the chat, in the comment section. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just say them out loud, strong, with strong belief, strong emotions, that I'm going to take this action because I will be inspired and motivated. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever you are written, say it out loud, your action, and say it with conviction. Listen.
Yeah, I think that last part's the other part that's very true about just saying it with conviction. You are When you want to really feel it, you need to say it with passion.
Yeah.
It's an
And
important
just
step.
saying, oh, I'll do it doesn't help. I'll do it. That makes a difference. That brings that
Yeah.
positive energy from inside out. I'll do it.
And as does sharing it with people. Once you've said it to somebody else, you've made it one step closer to true. And you've also created some accountability for yourself. Of course, yes, things can change. Everybody knows that, but you've put it out there. It's one step closer to happening. You're going to get encouragement and accountability from other people. It's another important step along the way to taking your action.
Yeah. Okay. So now you have a choice. Now you have decided to take this step forward. Now you have a choice to stay stuck where you are, unable to move forward, watching helplessly this COVID-19 taking over your life, or you have a choice of keep working hard, long hours, missing joyful moments with your family time, or letting this stress, anxiety, and overwhelm and frustration eat your mind, body, and relationship. Or if you're done with all those things, and if you are chosen to move forward today, if you're chosen to take step further, and if you want to achieve that high position and salary, and if you believe in your future, if you are ready to give bigger value and shake off all this negative energy while enjoying more time with your family, friends, and making everyone happy, if that's what we want, this is how we can help. My team and I have set up aside some time in next 72 hours to speak with you personally one-on-one about how you can apply all these transformational changes to your life, to your circumstances, and how you can make this happen for you personally. And you can start making changes to your life and career today. And this works because whatever your biggest challenges are, we have seen it. We have been working with multiple professionals, especially in technology field. There are so many success stories of our clients, and it's very exciting to see them. And we have seen all those things, so we can probably, whatever challenges that you're facing, we have seen that, and we have strategies to overcome all those challenges. And these are the same strategies I personally has used my own career to become and an entrepreneur and building this business. And also, Alison has used these exact same strategies to transform her career and her mindset. And that's what we are teaching to our clients. And we can help you with the same thing to make that transformational changes and put your career to a fast track. So this is how it works. We will be, if you decide to talk with us, we will be on the phone for 45 minutes. And in this session, we will work with you to craft a step-by-step strategy to reach to higher level, in this case, director or even VP, and hit your career income goal, which could be 200,000 or 400 or 500. And that is true. Technology professionals are making those kind of money, and they will be making, because whole world has gone digital now. There is more and more innovation. There's more, actually, necessity, absolute necessity for virtual world to be used and to be invented. So there is absolutely no money is enough to find solutions, technology solution nowadays. So it's easy to get that kind of income. It was easier before. It will be easier in future. So if you want to do that, then we will talk about it. What's a strategy to do about that? And that's not it. You saw that this whole thing is based on mindfulness, and you can achieve all this higher success while reducing stress and enjoying that happy life with you, with your family. So this call is this one-on-one 45 minutes call is a rare opportunity for you to open up your mind, to talk freely about your career with someone who really cares about what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve, and someone is has helped other people. And in the process, you'll get that massive clarity that what is exactly you want, what is stopping you, and where you want to go. Cost of this call is absolutely free. There is no cost. You just set up an appointment with us, and that's pretty much. There is no money involved in it. Now, you might be wondering, why we do this, who this is for. This is not for everyone. So this is only for corporate professionals who want to grow their career fast. So if you're happy with your career where you are, you don't want to grow in your career, you're just happy with where you are. This is not for you. This is especially if you want to move that state, take that step forward. If in the question 6, if you answer yourself, oh, I want to take this step forward, then only this is for you. You must be a person who gives sincere effort. So this is not for people who go to office just for the paycheck. Oh, I just need some money, so I'm going to office. Somebody who you need to be someone who gives sincere efforts. Then only it's worth talking and thinking about bigger things. And you must be someone who wants to bring bigger value to this world, not just going and doing minimum thing. So if you see that, oh, I can do a lot more, I have so much more potential, I can do something more for my boss, I can do something for my company, I can do something better, bigger for my world. If you want to do that, then this conversation is for you. And finally, you must be someone who believes in yourself and ready to work on yourself. This is the mindset shift. This is the transformation. If you are someone who is thinking, oh, rest of the world has to change for me to successful, then this one-on-one discussion is not for you. If you are someone who believes in yourself, I can make a change, I can change myself, and I can make things happen, then this call is for you. So why we are doing this? We are doing this because we love giving back to IT professionals. I've seen the transformation that I did in my own career, and I've seen that this is so possible. I transformed myself from an introverted engineer to someone director who is collaborating with hundreds of people, and now I'm talking, giving these big presentations and talking with strangers every day, and creating the transformation process. So I can see how it is possible to make that transformation in people. And we want to give you opportunity to explore what is possible for you. And plus, we know that you might want our help to transform your career and life. So if you want our help further, we will talk about it and we'll discuss. And if not, that's fine too. We will just tell you the strategy. So this is what we want you to do. Book a call with us. You can go to the leaderinsideyou.com/apply, and I'm posting the same link below this video. Click on this, and it will take you to our calendar page, and then you can set up pick a time which is convenient for you. Now, there are very limited time, of course. There are 24 hours in a day, and out of that, we are busy too, and you are busy too. So pick a time which is possible for you in next 72 hours, and then we'll look forward for talking with you, and it will be a pleasure to know your aspirations. It's always delighting experience to see people what they want to achieve and how they want to bring wonderful experience, wonderful value to this world. So I'm inviting again to book a call by clicking the link below. And I will have Alison make the last comment on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that everybody got value out of, opening up some new ideas and walking through this process. And I know even as we try to find what's untrue about our own stories, it can be hard sometimes to do it for yourself. There's just so many different ways that somebody from the outside is able to do so. So I encourage you to try and sign up and to book a call, and it gives you the opportunity to help you move forward, help these bigger dreams or what you want for your career to really unlock your mindset and the strategies to do so.
Okay, thank you, Alison, for joining today. It was such a wonderful experience to co-host this seminar with you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Thank you all for
And bye,
joining us.
yeah, and bye
Bye.
everyone. I'll keep this screen up for some time, so that where did you go? Okay. Now I'm gonna post this link below, and let me do this way.